Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today we are on Clover, our Let's Play island that's going to be a witchy, swampy, foresty, dark kind of island. And today we are back with another decorating video. So in the previous two decorating videos, this is kind of the area that we decorated. We have a cute little roundabout that leads from resident services over to the airport. And then over here we just have a little witch's hut kind of deal, fake building that we made, and I really like how this area turned out. It's very lush and overgrown feeling, because the idea was that you weren't supposed to come through this fence, but someone had broken it down and now you can walk through and get to this area. It doesn't lead to anywhere else, it's kind of just the airport and resident services. So that's what we've already built so far. And then what we have planned today, well, what I want to accomplish today at least, is to start on the big swamp build that is actually going to be a big, portion of what this island is, because that's kind of why I had this whole idea for this island to begin with. And if you haven't watched any of our coding videos or anything, the whole inspiration for this build came from Tortuga Chronicles over on Instagram. They had an island called, I think it was called Nowhere, where it was this whole island that was kind of in a swamp, and they made these amazing codes, and I've always wanted to use them, and I actually did use them on another island, but I want to use them for its intended purposes. So we have this to work with. So I really want to build the swamp, and then we did discover we have 3 villagers that are supposed to live in the swamp. So first I think we should kind of map out where we want them all to live. So I'm going to whip out my terraforming tool and then we can start that process. Okay, so as you can see, we have this whole area next to resident services, and I want to leave a good portion of this area free so we can connect the two builds together. So I am gonna come over this way a little bit more, and I want there to be 3 of the villager homes in this area, but I also want there to be a fake home that we build with just the storefronts and everything. So 4 houses in total, and we need there to be enough room where we can add trees and shrubs to kind of fill in the edges, because again, if you look at the code, this swamp code, there aren't any real edges and everything, so we'll have to use wheat fields to cover up the sides, unless we can connect these somehow, because we have these are all just hard edges, but we also have this little code down here. I don't know how well they'll fit in. Yeah, it's still a pretty dark edge, so we could use some of this code, but we'll also have to use a wheat field to hide the edge. So I have some of those in my pockets, and we can just use them sporadically just to hide the edges of this thing so it doesn't look so linear. But yeah, that is a part of the process that we'll be working on today as well. But like I said, the first thing I want to do is just plan out where the villagers' homes will be. So first off, we need to leave a little bit of room in the front so we can save that off. But let me grab out some of our dirt pathing so we can place the houses. I'm just going to start with this front one, and I imagine this one to be the fake house. So I'm just going to put the storefronts down as well so we can kind of visualize where the house will be and how much of it you'll see. So I'm just placing this down, and obviously with this fake house we'll remove this pathing underneath, but I'll leave it for the normal homes because then we will know where to place them eventually when we go to get that point. We don't have all the villagers on the island yet. Out of the ones that we want in the swamp, I think we only have 2 of them. Let me check, because we still need a lot of the villagers for this island. So yeah, there's 2 of them. We want Ruby to be in the swamp, and then we want Boots to be in the swamp, and then I also want Tad to be in the swamp, but we don't have him yet. So that's just an idea, but I think this is a good amount of room between the edge and the house for this one. And then all of the houses will be connected through a deck pathing of some sort, so we have to think of that as well, because that will take up 2 widths of a path, and they'll have to connect, so they have to be, I don't know, in line, but connectable, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna place this down and see if we like that compared to this house, if it's far enough away, which I think it is. And I'm just gonna, for these houses, even though we're not gonna keep the storefronts, I'm just gonna place them down so it's easier to see where the houses are when I'm like running around, because when you're up front you can't really see the dirt pathing on the ground. So let's just visualize it from this front one. And I do want you to be able to see it, so I kind of like that you can see that house in the background. And then I'm thinking of another one lower down over here that will connect somehow, but I want to make sure there's enough room between these two where the pathing will be able to come down this way and connect to this house. And that's a little low, so maybe we move it back by like a few tiles and maybe over by like a couple. But we can try right here. And like I said, I do know that this is going to be taking up a decent portion of the island, which I'm fine with because like I said, it is one of the main inspirations for this island. But I don't want it to take up everything because we do have other ideas of what we want on the island. And I do want to fit as much as possible on the island, even though I feel like I usually run out of room for certain builds. Especially on our most recent island that we had, Booville, that I finished, I feel like I only got like half of the builds that I wanted on that island. But yeah, and I kind of like that they're not lined up, and if anything we could even move this house back by another one, but I think I'm going to keep it here for now, and then the pathing could come down this way and then connect to the house this way, which I think will work. And then maybe we'll put one in between these two but farther back. So like here, where is the other house actually? It's not too far, maybe like one more tile back. There we go. And then we can move a couple of the villager homes. I do have to do Happy Home Paradise for this house because I do need to change the exterior of the homes, because I know a lot of the villagers' homes just don't fit what I want them to be. I don't think I'll do the interiors, but I will at least change the exteriors of the homes. But let me place these storefronts down, and then we can just walk through the area and see if these homes are in like spots that we're happy with. And then before I lay down any of the swamp pathing, I'll probably connect them with that pathing that I was talking about, the deck coating. But I don't think we can get 3 houses basically. Like, if maybe you can almost see all 4 of the homes, which I think is fine. Let me add some codes down for the decking, and then I'll bring you back in, and I just want to see if I can get it to work. And I don't think me trial and erroring a bunch of pathing is going to be super exciting, so I will see you back here in however long it takes me to lay down all this coding. But I'll be right back. Hello again, I have returned. So I went ahead and connected all but one of the houses through a little deck code. So I have these 3, which I want to be like the actual villager homes. So they're all connected this way. It is a little weird on some of the corners. There's not like a corner code really. So I just used the ones that like connect the vertical and horizontal. So it looks a little strange at the corners, but I wanted to leave this one like surrounded in the swamp without being connected through a path. And this will be our little fake building. So I figure we can just go ahead and finish this fake building, I guess. So I imagine it to be only made out of the storefronts. So easy fake building, here we go. And I do actually, let me pick these up first. Let me get rid of the coating underneath. And then we can put down more of the deck code so you can't see any of the grass. Because like the homes, it doesn't really matter because once you place the villager homes, the dirt pathing will go away. But I want this to be covered by the rest of the deck code as well. And then there are side pieces for like a decking code that will add to this as well. For like specifically for like the houses that are like supposed to be floating in the swamp rather than the ones that are like connected through the pathing. I don't know if that makes sense, but it will in a second, I think. So, but I want the fake house to be on the dock, not on the grass. So the deck coating goes underneath, and then we'll probably do this with the terraformed bit as well. So spoiler alert, I'm going to do a little bit of terraforming here. So I guess I don't need to put this code down right here, but I'm already doing it, so whatever. But yeah, let me rip out the terraforming. It's just going to be a 2x2 block of terraforming, and then I do need to get a ladder because I do need to get a ladder because I want to cover the bottom with codes as well, because that's just what I always do, because I don't like when you can see the dirt pathing underneath. But let me grab a ladder real quick. Ladder has been acquired, so let's jump up here, and then I'm just going to put that same exact deck coating underneath, and then we can place the storefronts. I'm just going to use the brown storefronts again. I was thinking of the green ones, which would be a nice little change. So do I actually want to do that? No, I'm thinking about it. No, I'm just going to use the brown version. But let me place this storefront down first. That will be in the front. And then we need to build a little bit of terraforming in the back. That way we can push this guy forward and also place the background storefront. So let's climb up here and push this guy forward. There we go. And then we can place our back piece, and boom bada bing, we have a second story. And then basically I'm just going to surround the rest of this with more storefronts. So that's an easy peasy little building. It's almost like the one that we built in the front, but the front one we used some simple panels as well. This one is just going to be storefronts, so even simpler. I don't think I'm going to place any in the back because there's going to be a swamp back there, so I don't think I want to place any there, but I do want to cover the sides, and then really you can't even see that it doesn't have the storefronts in the back, so I don't think it matters that much. There we go. And then boom, easy little building. And then the pieces that I was talking about are these guys. So this one makes it so the like edge of it is like connected to the swamp, so it looks like the little like dock platform that the house is on is floating, which is really nice. And there are a few other like special pieces with like the lily pads and stuff, which I might go back and change, but for now I just want to cover their surrounding. So let me finish this real quick, and then I'll meet you back here for actually decorating around the house, I guess. And several minutes later we are back. I actually went through and placed down the blank swamp code throughout the whole thing, and now I feel like you can actually get like a picture in your mind of what this will look like. Obviously it won't be like this flat because we have all these fun little like lily pad codes and like things where we can put rocks on top of or log stakes and stuff like that. So this won't be just the one tone of green that it is currently, but I figured we can start out by decorating around this little house. And in my mind I kind of want this to be kind of like a witch that is really into like pottery maybe. So I'm thinking a lot of like the barrels. I have a bunch of the like pots and vases and those kind of things for us to use. So I'm just going to start with putting down some of these barrels around the perimeter because they're a little bit of the like taller item that we're going to use. So, and I don't want it to be exactly the same on both sides, so I definitely want them to be slightly different. And then we have, let's see, maybe a wooden box over here. And then I kind of want, I think I have the fine vase, which is like the big one. Yeah. And I try to get everything in the same color scheme of the whole island. So like the greens, browns, those type of things. Maybe like small pops of like yellow, like in this vase. It's like that yellow, which doesn't really bother me that much. So that's fine. And then we can put down maybe the stacked bags. I just have like the plain brown version. And then on top of this, we can add a classic picture. I don't know if I love this variant of the picture, but there aren't very many like other variants that I like more than this. So that's just gonna have to do for right now. But I do like this side. And then over here, we can add another box maybe. then we have a bunch of other things in my pockets. Let's see. I kind of want to put a, what's it called? The wooden bucket on top of this barrel. And turn that forward. I don't know if I want that forward or sideways, or if it makes that big of a difference. But in my mind, it makes a slight bit of difference. Oh, there's a balloon up there. I was like, what is that on top of the storefronts? It's a barrel. A balloon. Jeez. What am I even saying? And then we have a pot just in like the normal version that we have. And then I have a bunch of other items. Porcelain vase. I don't remember what that looks like. Oh, that's a big item. Can we switch the pot in the vase, maybe? And then the porcelain vase down here. I think I don't want the pot up there because I feel like it makes the items like too similar in size. So maybe we can just put the pot next to the vase. Oops. Go back a little bit. And then I don't want anything like hanging off into this part. Like this box is like on the very edge, which is also already a little too close. But I think that's looking good so far. I'm too far back. But yeah. Do I have anything else in my pockets that I can use? Small vase? What is a small vase? Oh! Do I like that there, or do I want that on the back barrel? Let's try that out. I kind of like how that brings a little bit more height. Maybe if we switch the bucket onto the box? I don't know. It is a lot of circly items, which is kind of weird. I think I might like that better. Yeah, I like that so far. I kind of wish I could put something up on the top, but I would have to extend this back another tile, and I don't want to do that. So I think that's just how it's going to have to be for right now. But I think that is good. I don't know. I'll have to look through other items if I want to add anything else. I don't think I have anything else in my pockets right now. No. Oh, but I did want to mention the frog model in my pocket just reminded me. So for Which House Belongs to Which, I'm thinking that this can be Tad's house. I want this to either, or let me think. This could either be Ruby's or Tad's house. Ruby's backstory is that she lives deep into the swamp, so like technically this is like the farthest you can get into the swamp. So this might work better for Ruby's house. And then I want this house to be Boots's house, and Boots's like power is supposed to be like controlling the weather and stuff. So I want to put a little bit of terraforming behind his house, and I want to include these windmills to give off that like windy effect, like he can control like the wind and all of that stuff. So I want to put some behind his house to get that across as much as possible. And then I guess this leaves this house to be Tad's, and I want to incorporate these little tiny frog models. But I don't know if I want to use the frog models or the Karopi snacks, because I just wish this frog model didn't have the blue base. I think it would be cute if it was just the little lily pad without the base. I think that would be cuter. And we have all these lily pads, so I definitely want to add a bunch of lily pads around his house and put the frogs on top. That's why I'm thinking maybe the Karopi snack instead. So actually, let me grab one of those real quick. Okay, so I grabbed a Karopi snack, and this is what I'm talking about with like the frog model. I kind of wish the frog model was just on this little lily pad, because if you look at the frog model next to this, like that base is just kind of like annoying to me. I wish it was just the little lily pad. So maybe instead we can use the Karopi snack. And I was thinking we can even turn it around so you can't even see like the cartoony face of the Karopi snack little guy. Like you can't see his eyes or anything. So maybe we can put these all around his house, because he's supposed to have like a connection with like frogs, and it like works because like he is a frog. So I don't know. This is like the only thing I can think of. And then the actual frog itself comes in a glass container, so we can't use that because like the snapping turtle and everything, you place it and it's just a snapping turtle. But unfortunately the frog has a little glass jar, so that doesn't work out very well. But yeah, maybe we can use a bunch of the little Karopi snacks around it. And I think that would be super cute. And then like I said, for him, for Boots is him. We'll use the windmills for his weather powers. And then Ruby doesn't really have like a specific power or anything. It's supposed to be that she has like a rare artifact, but we can just have the artifact hidden in the forest. It doesn't need to be around her house. Or even we can have a little bit of it right here, and maybe we put her artifact over here in like a little foresty bit right next to her house. So that's another thought. But yeah, I just wanted to have this little fake house right here too, which I think just fills it in a little bit better. But I guess we can go ahead and actually move in the villagers. So I guess we can start with Boots first, and we can go grab that house from Tom Nook. All right, Tom, I would like to move a house. Let's see, let's talk infrastructure. There we go. And then, oh yeah, we can sell some land too because we still need more villagers. We only have 8 right now, but I do want layout changes. We'll have to go villager hunting in the future because we definitely need to start getting more of our actual villagers because we only have like 3 that are staying on the island right now. And we have the full 10 that we want on this island, so definitely a lot of villagers to find, which will be super fun. But I want to move an island home, and then we can either do Boots or Ruby, but I'm going to start with Boots first. And I actually don't even remember what Boots' house looks like, but like I said, we're going to change it anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. So let's talk to Boots real quick. I love Boots so much. He was actually my first ever jock villager that I had back in like March of 2020, whenever this game first came out. He was my first jock, and then Plucky was my first sisterly. And I actually didn't like them at that time because I felt like I got kind of like the crappier starter villagers, because I know there was a bunch of starter villagers that were like super cute and I just wasn't happy with them. But he has since then like come to a special place in my heart, and I do really like his character design, like him as an alligator. I feel like they got across like a normal alligator pretty well. But I just wish, oops, I guess we're just gonna have to place the house on top, which is fine. Let's see, right here. I guess we can imagine it first. Oh, his house is actually pretty cute. But yes, this is exactly what I want. We might actually keep his house as is because it is nice. But there we go. But what I was saying is I actually do like his character design because I think he makes a very cute like normal alligator. I just wish he wasn't wearing the jester outfit because that kind of like ruins it for me. But yeah, I do like him more than I did back in like March of 2020. But now that his house is moved, let's go ahead and time travel, and then in the next day we can move Ruby's house, and then maybe we can start decorating depending on how much time we have left. Alright, so Boots' house is moved, and I think this is looking so cute already. But let's go ahead and move Ruby's house over. I do know that Ruby's house will need a makeover because I think it's like white and pink on the outside, which is definitely not the vibe for this island. I almost clicked the wrong one, but I want layout changes. I almost said sell land, but that is not what we're doing right now. We are wanting to move Ruby's house. Here she is. She is one of my favorite villagers. I think she is so adorable. I think I've said in the past she's like top 5, but honestly she's probably like 2nd or 3rd on that list. And I just love the fact that she like wears herself on her shirt. Like, I wish I was that confident that I just had a shirt with my own face on it. And I just wore it all the time. How funny would that be? Alright, so we have the house now. So now we can go ahead and place it in the swamp. I like how Rodney was standing here when we went into the building, and now he's standing over here, just like waiting for us to come out of the building, which is kind of creepy. And in retrospect, I kind of wish that we moved this over a little bit more because honestly there isn't a whole lot of space between these two. So somehow we're gonna have to be able to connect a path this way to enter this walkway, and then I do have to think about how I want you to get to the next area. I don't know if I want to continue the pathway this way, which might be smart if we do want to put her artifact over here somewhere. We can make like a little temple-y guy that you walk past, which is an idea, or the other idea would be that we continue the path this way. But I think I want it to go past Ruby's house because we do want to put that artifact right next to her house. But let's go ahead and place it real quick. Let's see. This is the spot. And there we go. Blue Bear is very interested. Oh, she's clapping for us. How cute. I do like Blue Bear. She's probably going to tell me. Yeah, I've been avoiding her. Sorry, Blue Bear, but I do want you to move off the island. Nan actually asked to move off the island when I first logged in today, so hopefully someone else will be asking soon. But again, let's go ahead and time travel to get Ruby all moved in. So Ruby is moved in, and definitely this house will need to be customized on the outside because this is definitely not the vibe that we're going for. The pink door and the pink curtains, definitely not a witchy kind of vibe. But I will say Boots' house is actually really cute. And I might not even change his house at all because I feel like it just looks like a wooden like witchy shack. And I know like Dobby has the same style house, but I think it's like more blue, so we might be able to keep both of their houses. I don't know what the rest of the villagers' houses look like off the top of my head. I know Kiki's for sure will have to change because hers is like yellow and like green and red, which is definitely not what I want. But I also wanted to update this real quick so we can have the pathway go over this way because we did decide that we want the path to go from Ruby's house over into the jungle area, or not jungle, but like foresty area. So we can add the pathway continuing on this way. And then I did grab an item that I think we can use because like I said before, her like special thing is that she is supposed to have like found a like mysterious artifact, and like no one really knows where she came from in general. So I got the Forbidden Altar, which I think will be a pretty cool item, and I did grab it in the Mossy variant because again this is supposed to be like a swampy forest, so I think that will work. But let's place it down real quick so you know what I'm talking about. There we go. Because I feel like we could even put like a gyroid or something up there. I think it goes on top. Yeah. The Karopi snack does. Oh, Tan Sheng just like activated it. I didn't know it did that. Oh, that's pretty cool. But we'll have to get it somewhere probably further back, but Tian Sheng's in the way. Move. Probably further back and a little farther this way, so that we have plenty of room to add a bunch of greenery around it. And we'll just have the path like come over this way and then lead up slightly up this way and then past it going into whatever other area that we want to build off of this section. But I think that's where I'm going to end it now. It's a little bit shorter of an episode, but there was a lot of behind the scenes work with me laying down all the pathing and everything and get everything just like right in the correct places and everything. So it will still be a decent length video, but we did a lot of like behind the scenes work today. So next time we should be able to really decorate around the swamp and actually decorate a little bit more since this was more of a planning video. But thanks so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure to give the video a like, comment, and to subscribe. And if you watched to the end of the video, give me a rating on Ruby from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I would definitely give her a 10, so I'm curious as what you would give her. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, friends!